Or is the audio fine? Hello, is this good? Can you guys hear me?
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right. So this is what we're going to talk about, what is and what isn't ChatGPT, how to use it. We're going to try it out. And then I'm going to show you how you can, several use cases for remodelers, how you can use it. And it all boils down to the 5 Ps of prompting, right? Because the more intelligent your questions are, the more concise and appropriate your questions are, the better results you get out of it. Because it is not an author, it just doesn't know to write by itself. But if you prompt it intelligently, it's capable of giving you the results that you're seeking. And then how can you use it today to put money in the bank instantly? And so I just like to open up with a little question. Why did the robot go on a diet? Anybody want to take a guess? Because it had too many bites, right? It's a little thing to break the ice. All right, so thank you for taking time to hang out with me. I just want to quickly introduce myself, a little bit about me. My name is Ratna Ramakrishnan. I have been an entrepreneur for over a decade, and my first business is a children's education business. I live here in the Bay Area in California, and I started a children's education business when my firstborn started kindergarten. It's a summer camp business using Lego robotics and financial literacy. The business is still around, going into year 11, and I was able to hit $1 million in revenue in year 3. And a summer camp business is a seasonal business, highly competitive in the Silicon Valley, where there's just tons of these Lego robotics programs. And I was just like every other business owner, built a brand new website on Wix, had these big hopes and dreams, wrote my curriculum, found some partnership contracts, and launched the business. And then I said, now what? How are people going to find me? How am I going to monetize this brand? And through that is where I went down the path of digital marketing, and I mastered everything there is to learn about digital marketing. And it is not something that you can absolutely master because of how the Google algorithm works, how Facebook ads work. But in 2013 and 2014, I was running $1 a day Facebook ads, and I have grown entire markets, like entire cities in the Bay Area, where if I turn on the ads, I market the program, the camps get filled up. And so when I was doing this, I used to network and go to a lot of like local business meetings, and I would meet business owners, and people always were asking me, what are you doing? Like, how are you in business? Like, how are you scaling it? And I explained to them, becoming best friends with the Google algorithm, doing some SEO, running, trying out paid search ads, doing Facebook ads. And I was doing all of it, and I was getting stellar results. And so I just started helping people that I was meeting at these networking meetings. I had a HVAC contractor, a local yoga studio, and my theory worked. What I was doing works for digital marketing, that I soon realized that I was helping 17 different businesses. And when I looked at the businesses that I was helping, remodeling contractors were the closest in my skill set, because the way a parent searches for a summer program is identical to the way a homeowner searches for a remodeler. And so I said, I just want to help one niche so I can take my skills and transfer it. And so I became a Grow with Google partner. If you're familiar with Grow with Google, it's a program, small business program that was launched by Google about 10 years ago. And it gives me a direct into the Grow with Google team to make sure that your profile looks right on maps, because it's all about whether your business can be found online or not. And so I became a Grow with Google partner. And once I decided that remodeling contractors match exactly my skill set that I can take and transfer, I'm a member of the National Association of Remodelers, member of NKBA. I'm a speaker next week at the International Builders Show in Las Vegas. And I made a goal for myself that I want to help 100 remodeling contractors unbox the true potential of your business using data. This is what it boils down to. And the fun thing about remodeling contractors, why I love working with remodeling contractors, is because numbers are just second nature to you. There's always measurements, calculations. And if you approach your digital marketing from a data-driven strategy, you are going to meet or beat your goals. And so if somebody is in a hurry, wants to just hop on a call with me and has questions, I always like to share how you can connect with me at the beginning of my presentation. You can just go to growthplancall.com. That's my calendar. You can book some time if you're in a hurry and want to take off. I'm also going to be sending you this recording. Through the process of growing a $1 million service-based education seasonal business, I don't know if you can wrap your head around it, right? The revenue is made in 12 weeks in a summer camp business. And I was able to hit $1 million in revenue because I came up with what I call a digital dominance strategy. And it does not matter what kind of business you are. If you follow this digital dominance strategy, you are going to hit your revenue goals. If you're at $5 million in revenue, it's easy to double your revenue. And so at the very heart of this digital dominance strategy is your brand, your business. And the first thing that you want to do is have clean domain registration, proper email account setup, good website design, right? You don't need a super fancy website, but it needs to have a good design. You cannot be trying to generate leads and build a business today, trying to have a website built on Wix or Squarespace or GoDaddy. You need a hardcore, well-built WordPress website. You need to think about technical and on-page SEO, right? The basic bare bones. This is what you need because you need a digital footprint for Google to then come in and help you get those leads. So if you've spent money on a fantastic website and you're wondering if there is any leads coming out of it, then it's just serving as a brochure. Websites should serve as lead generation machines. You should be getting phone calls, form submissions, booked appointments from your website. That's it. That's step one. Once you've done that, you can put your effort into local SEO. Think about your Google business profile, Google Maps, citations, local listings. Put all of your energy into Google. You don't need to do anything else. If you want to be successful, build yourself a good website, make yourself your business is entrenched in the World Wide Web with Google. Your phone's going to be ringing. You're going to be getting leads out of it. At this point, if you have the revenue and you feel confident, you can go down the path of paid search. Get yourself Google guaranteed. Every remodeler is eligible to be Google guaranteed. Get Google guaranteed. Run local services ads. Local services ads are great because you only pay for qualified leads. Google gives you the power to dispute unqualified leads. Run Facebook ads. Run, Bing ads. Run all sorts of paid ads. You don't need to do all sorts of ads, but it's worth it to give it a shot to see what works for your geography, because the way people behave in every market is different. And so it's worth it to go and play the paid ads game in all of the possible portals, and then make sure that you have retargeting. Retargeting is you go look at a pair of shoes and then you go somewhere else. That shoe is like following you on the World Wide Web. So today, if you're spending on paid ads, you should be retargeting. Otherwise, you're not going to get your complete return on investment. Then, of course, you want to have a solid reputation management system, a review generation system. You can go pay yourself with all of these partnerships, National Association of Remodelers, Angie, but make sure that you're getting the backlinks and the benefits of being partnered with them. Next, you want to have, at this point in time, you must have a pretty decent open lead list. People that have raised their hand saying they have a remodeling project, but you haven't closed that lead. You want to have a system in place for email marketing, social media, referral program. As a remodeler, you must be doing video marketing before and after photos. If you're not camera shy, grab your phone, walk around on a job site and do a reel, a live. You want to think about having a YouTube channel. A YouTube channel is a must today because YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. And so any content you're creating, you want to be pushing it on YouTube, because it may feel like there's not a lot of action happening on YouTube, but you are going to get leads from your YouTube channel. The final thing is you can do your postcards, the old-fashioned marketing that worked in the 70s. It still works. And so at this point in time, you can go ahead and do all of the retargeting postcards. Retargeting postcards are, we can embed a pixel on your website, and anybody that comes to your website, we can just mail them an offer and say, free kitchen sink with full kitchen remodel or some offer, right? You can play all of those games. If you have all of these things in place, you have a solid digital marketing strategy in place, you're ready for local domination. Do you need to do every little thing in here? Absolutely not. You have to start with the foundation and be situated on local search. Just do those two things well, you're going to see your phone ring. You have the revenue level, and then you can do ads, you can think about reputation management, social media. You're going to get the best results from it. You're not going to be doing every little tactic mentioned here. You're going to make a little playbook of what works for your specific brand. Just do more of what works for you and stop what doesn't work for you. So today for remodeling contractors, what works really well? Local services ads. Google guaranteed. You must be Google guaranteed. It's free. Why would you not be Google guaranteed? You must run local services ads. You must maximize your budget. You must be answering the phone or have a system to answer the phone, right? Then you can think about search ads. If you do 1 and 2, you're going to be able to hit your revenue numbers, but you have to do it well. So find the things that work for you, rinse and repeat, do more. Why is this a circle? Because digital marketing is not something that you just say, okay, I'm in the mood for it. It's a new year. I'm going to give it a shot in 2024, see where it goes. And then, nah, it's not working out. I'm going to stop. You have to have the the attitude that you care about digital marketing and online lead generation and an online digital footprint and commit to it and spend whatever amount of money, 5% of your revenue goals, right? 15% is a good number. 5% of your revenue goals, put it into digital marketing, track it like crazy, be data centric, know exactly what every dollar is getting you. You are going to be able to hit your revenue goals. So this strategy works for anybody, any business owner, provided you have all of these pieces in place. All right, so let's dive into today's topic, which is how to use AI for the remodeling business. And so let's talk about what is and what isn't ChatGPT. So how many of you have already used ChatGPT? Okay, so ChatGPT, you're just going to go to openai.com and it's like just talking to a friend, right? If you were talking to your friend or you're asking your sister a question or your mother, what would you do? Just go and play with it. Go to openai.com and ask it questions. It's a tool and you have to be skilled at using the tool really well, but it's just AI. Just talk to it, right? It's not going to be it's not going to bite you, so just play with it. And there's two versions. There's one that's called the 3.5 version, which is a free version. And the quality of content that you'll get from 3.5 version is decent. It's pretty good. But if you are really planning to use this for your, yeah, please mute yourselves, guys. If you're really planning to use this for your business purposes, you want to think about the paid version, which is a mere $20 a month. It's so worth it for you to go and pay that $20 a month, because what you're able to do is with the $20, it's going to remember all your previous responses and prompts. It's going to remember your past content that you created and just call. It's going to use the same content or the same prompts that you've given it. And it helps with employee bandwidth, right? So I have team members who go in and each of us have threads, and I have threads for different clients that we work with, and it makes it really simple to manage it. It's very user friendly. And so, I don't know what the cost is going to be at in a few months because, it's picking up. $20, you're going to be locked in. It's a really great investment. So go to OpenAI, log in, don't have an account, sign in, verify your account, and then every time you're just going to go to chat.openai and you're going to start working. So the paid version that I spoke to you about, it's absolutely worth it. And ChatGPT was only pulling data from up to 2021. And recently they had an update, and ChatGPT 4.0 now has data all the way through December 2023. When I say data, it's able to look at the World Wide Web and give you relevant, pertinent information. The main thing is, if you don't pay for it, sometimes it will just hang and say, well, we're busy, try back again. And that gets annoying when you're trying to get work done and it's busy, right? And then the quality of content, I've run tests on the 3.5 and the 4.0. The quality of content is far superior because they've opened up the paid version to the entire database. So definitely it'll be the best $20 you can invest, and you'll be so pleased you did. So let's try it out. This is how the platform's going to look. I'm just going to walk you through the basics. You're going to come in here, new chat. This is where you're going to prompt it. and you can name your chat with whatever conversation you're building out on. So then when you come back, you can just search for it and find it. So you're going to come in, you're just going to type, as an example, you'll say, create a list of 5 YouTube video titles that could attract homeowners who are interested in a remodeling project. If building your presence on YouTube is your goal, this is what you're going to type in, and it's going to give you Home Renovation 101, transform your space on a budget, top 10 inspiring home remodeling ideas for 2023, 2024, do it yourself home makeover, step-by-step remodeling guide, right? It's going to give you 5 ideas. Then you can actually take one idea, put it in and say, give me a video script. You can tell it, I am Ratna Ramakrishnan. I'm a female, speak in my voice. I want to be friendly and welcoming to my clients. Give me a video script. And it'll give you a video script. So you can say for each title, write 3 bullet lists of suggestions that homeowners should consider to get the results promised in the title, right? So Home Renovation 101, transform your space on a budget. Budgeting and planning, determine your renovation budget before starting any work. So if you are not camera shy and you've not been creating content because you're like, what am I talking about? Just go ask ChatGPT. Give me 5 video ideas. Introduce yourself to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, I'm male, I live in the Boston area, I've been a remodeler for 20 years. These are the cool things my brand can do. This is the name of my brand. The more prompting, the more information you provided, like speaking to a friend or like speaking to a business associate that you've met and you're introducing yourself, right? The more you share with ChatGPT, the more relevant information it's going to give for you. So we asked for YouTube ideas, told it to give us like a detailed, bullet list, budgeting, planning, maximizing your value. Once it's given all this, you can say, make it sound like a human. I want to speak these words. So just give me a nice way to speak it and it'll give it to you. So here's the second topic, top 10 inspiring home remodeling ideas. Browse Design Magazine. So you can either use it to create video content or you can use this to create your blogs, right? So it will just it will just spew out this information so fast. And you have to play with it to experience it, right? Before and after stunning home renovations you won't believe. Document the initial state of your home, capture all the angles. You can even tell it, hey, give me like 5 angles that I think I should shoot to have some amazing before and after photos. What should I do in terms of like professional design and planning? Like you get the hang, right? It can pretty much give you information on anything. Expert tips for choosing the right contractor for your home remodel. Ask for recommendations, look at online reviews, right? So it's given us 3 bullet points. So for the third video title and suggestions, write an email marketing so I can send it to my newsletter subscribers. Right? So you went and you asked it for 5 video ideas. Then you told it to give you detail of like, give me 3 bullet points of the 5 video ideas. And you really like the third video title. Exciting news, do-it-yourself home makeover guide, the step-by-step remodeling resource. And here you go, it's going to give you an email newsletter that you can just write. Can you just copy the whole thing and drop it and forget about it? No, you can't, right? It's going to be grammatically right, very comprehensive, but you have to edit it. And if you edit it, copy this, put it in as the next prompt and edit it, because there are things in there that don't sound like your voice, don't sound like an AI, it's going to learn again to sound like you, right? Because you can go and prompt it gazillion times. So here's your newsletter that came out of that video idea where it gave you 3 prompts. You liked video idea number 1, and here you go, you have a newsletter. And you can tell it whatever you want. So all of this, it's just going to say your name, your company, right? If you're having a team member that's doing this, you should teach your team member to say, Signature Home Services, my name is Alicia, www.signaturehomeservices.com. We want to include the email in the newsletter. You put all of that in the prompt right here. It's not going to give you these blanks. It's going to sound like you, right? So it's all about the prompting. It's about prompting it properly and then asking proper post prompts, which is once it's given you 5 titles saying, I want 3 bullet points. From the 3 bullet points, the third video, I don't even need to tell it what the third video title is. It knows. I really like the third video title that you just gave me. Write a newsletter for me. write a blog for me, right? So boom, it's going to give it to you. You can tell it include emojis if you're an emoji kind of person, or you can say don't use emojis. You can say write in a professional voice, be polite, be welcoming, be friendly, or you can say I want it to sound like Jerry Seinfeld or your favorite comedian, and it's going to write your newsletter that's going to sound like a comedian, or maybe there is a industry expert that you follow. It can write in their voice, right? So you can just have tons of fun. And if you're tasking a team member, you want to have prompting guidelines as to what the voice is going to be, how they're going to use it. So this is a great time to talk about the 5 P's of the perfect prompt, right? Because it's all about the prompting. Nonsense in, nonsense out. Stellar prompts in, amazing content out. That's what it boils down to. So the 5 P's of the perfect prompt are persona, preparation, panache, prompt, and post prompts. So let's look at these 5 P's of the perfect prompt in detail. Yours and your audience. Who are you? Who are you trying to talk to? ChatGPT doesn't know that. You can train it. It's a trainer. It can be trained. I am a luxury remodeler based in the Chicago area. My minimum kitchen remodel is $50,000 to $75,000. I build custom homes in whatever cities you serve in. So the more information, your persona, I am interested in people that are living in these 7 zip codes, which are these cities, and their annual income is they are typically a family of 4 with a dog, driving a Tesla, whatever, right? That persona you have to teach ChatGPT. You have to introduce yourself really in a comprehensive way, talk about who you are and who your audience is. The beauty is once you do this once, it's going to remember it, and it's going to give you it's going to provide content that's going to meet your persona. Preparation, context, and specific knowledge. And I'm going to give you examples of what I mean by this. You have to prepare. You can't just go and start typing. What is the goal of what you're trying to do? Are you creating video content, email marketing? Are you creating a HR policy? Are you updating a paragraph on your website? Do you want it to give you design ideas? It now has the ability to look at your financial statements and give you some feedback on your finances, like your P&L. It can read it, right? Because it's capable of writing code, so it can look at numbers. And you can use some fun if you want, which is where the panache comes in. You can say act as a actor or a favorite character that you have. And if sometimes it gets very smart for its own good and it just writes like content that's really gritty and hard to read, at that time you can say, hey, I love what you created. Can you write it so a third grader can understand it? Right? So that's where you're going to prompt it to use the voice or the understanding or the simplicity or the complexity of what you want by giving it examples. And because it can see the World Wide Web, it knows what a third grader can do. It knows what Jim Gaffigan, the comedian, jokes like, right? You want it to sound like a politician, it knows how to do that. But you have to tell it what you're looking for. And as a general contractor, the owner of a business, over time, you should teach it to sound like you, right? Because that you are the unique feature to your business. And it's going to learn the more and more you share with it who you are. And if you can say, speak in my voice, be friendly, be welcoming, it's going to write for you. And very specific queries: what topic, what question, and what subject matter that you're looking for, right? Because otherwise it gets very ambitious and just writes like huge paragraphs. The prompt, you can actually say what the purpose of it is. I am writing a 150-word paragraph and I want it to be simple and concise. So the more information you give it, the more precise your prompting query is, the better your results are going to be. Otherwise, because it has the ability to just go look at the whole World Wide Web, it will just write pages, right? We don't want pages. So you want to tell it what you're doing. I'm creating 30 social media posts, and I want the social media posts to be 1 paragraph long, concise, in this voice, talking about kitchen remodels or talking about a specific, strategy that you have. Maybe you have like you do exteriors and you have like a 28-point inspection or something that you do, something that's proprietary to you. You can teach it, and over time, it's going to remember. Can you just be asking it one time and done, post prompts are really important, because what post prompts will do is, if the result of the first prompt is not clear, you can ask for clarity and specificity, and it's very good in taking what it has already created and parsing it and making sure that it's very user friendly, right? So what it creates, if it doesn't meet your needs, you can post prompt it. How many times can you post prompt it? Post prompt it 1,000,000 times till you get the results that you're seeking, right? So let's look at some examples. Sorry, my mouse is sensitive here. All right, so what are 20 things that a homeowner is worried about the remodeling project? Being up to their expectations, might lay awake at night having anxiety about, right? It's going to tell you budget overruns, contractor reliability, quality of work, design choices. If you're editing your website and you want to like touch on the fears of the homeowners, here's your list, right? Resale value, contractor reputation, property damage. Here's 20 things that it's given you. Rewrite the above, but make it more emotional. Talk about things this person wouldn't likely admit publicly, right? So I said, what are the fears that a homeowner has when it comes to working with a contractor? And then it gave it like a very, proper professional list. And now I said, hey, now talk about the things that they're going to be worried about. Deep-seated dread of watching hard-earned savings drain away as the budget creeps higher and higher. If you're thinking about a marketing program and you address this financial fear, saying, we will come in, we will generate an estimate, we will stick to the estimate, the project timeline, and the project, the finances as agreed on, you're going to be able to ease their fears. And so it will go into detail about, sometimes there might be things that you've not even thought about, and it can give you these ideas. You can use this for a variety of purposes, to probably create your sales pitch, to create your website content, to write a blog, to just go online. If you're not camera shy, you can just go online and go live and say, hey, I am Shane, nice to meet you, this is my business, and if you're worried about your finances, this is why you should be working with us, because these are the stop points we have in our project management to make sure that you stick to your budget, right? So all of these can be reused for a variety of purposes. Now I asked it, now turn this into a Facebook ad for a remodeling business that guarantees to help with these worries and concerns that homeowners have thought through their remodeling projects. And it's going to give you all kinds of like ad ideas, right? Ad captions. And again, you can use emojis, not use emojis. You can have it customer centric. But here's the words: tired of tossing and turning at night, worrying about your remodeling project? We understand the emotional roller coaster that home renovations can be. Can you write copy like this? Absolutely. But it's going to take a lot of your brain bandwidth to like sit here and write coherent copy, right? So I'm just giving you an example of the fears of a homeowner, how you take it, how you distill it further by the prompting. And here you have your Facebook ad prompts. I don't know if you know, in the Facebook ad platform, when ads are run right, the most common ads that I see is people take one image, one caption, one headline, and run the ad. The Facebook ads platform actually lets you run 250 variations of the same ad at any given time. You can have 10 creatives, 5 headlines, and 5 captions. You can run those 250 variations for $50 a day for 48 hours and look at which one performs best. What is the ad platform helping you do? It's helping you just run your ad and look at what appeals to the human brain. What appeals to you may not appeal to me. We're able to run 250 combinations. We take the best performers and then we run lead generation. And so if you're putting any money into Facebook ads and not pleased with the results, one, you need to know whether the platform is being used properly. Two, you need to be sure that you're not just running one caption and one headline, because that is not going to serve you, because it is not going to appeal to everybody that's interested in doing business with you. It's really easy to create this kind of content today, because ChatGPT can take that content it created and give it to you in a Facebook ad format. Now you can say people on Facebook have short attention spans. Can you rewrite it to be just as impactful but shorter with bullet points and more white space, right? You see how I'm prompting it. I'm telling it what we're looking for. And here you go. Discover worry-free remodeling with your business name. Trustworthy, quality craftsmanship, design experts. Say hello to your dream home. See how it sounds like really concise and smart. So that's a way where you can, this is a post prompt. You're post prompting it to give you a really short, concise ad. Let's say you're a fan of emojis. You say, can you add in more emojis? So we actually run split tests where we run ads with emojis and without emojis. And sometimes the emojis don't sit well with luxury, high-end remodeling. And sometimes it sits really well with like the get your kitchen remodeled in a day, that kind of a contractor. So it just depends, right? So you can play with these emojis. And so that's one example that I gave you. So going back into the 5 P's of the perfect prompting, I'm going to give you more examples of how you can use ChatGPT in your specific business, because we all have to write. We all need to create content. At this point, I'm just going to, because it's a small group size, is there any looming question in your head that I can answer? Okay, all right, let's keep moving along. I'm going to show you examples of social media posts, email correspondence. I gave you some examples of email marketing, video scripts, human resources. It's gotten really smart. Let's say you have a contract that you're looking at and you want to like figure out what are the insurance requirements in the contract. You can take the contract, you can copy and paste the contract, put it into ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, highlight for me everywhere where the word insurance is. Then you know if you're bidding on a project and whether your insurance meets the requirements of the contract. Instead of trying to like sit and read like a 20-page contract, you can go in and ChatGPT will read it for you. So here's, if you have a Facebook group or you're trying to build your online presence, you can say, you're a world-class direct response copywriter and a remodeling business owner who owns Remodeling Inc. Remodeling Inc. is a company dedicated to transforming and enhancing spaces into a personalized oasis that exceeds the client's expectations. We would like to welcome a new member to our Facebook group. We would like to welcome a new client who has just started working with us. Anything, right? I would like you to act as a world-class direct response copywriter and give me 3 examples of how we would welcome the member to our Facebook group, right? So you're telling it to be a world-class direct response copywriter. If you read and write a lot and you have like, Anne Handley is a copywriter that I adore. I'll sometimes say, hey, write like Anne Handley, and it'll write like Anne Handley. So you can just use the titles of jobs. You can say you are the best, the expert on Instagram marketing. Give me captions for 5 photos. It'll give you those captions. So you have to create the persona. You have to tell it what it needs to behave like, because otherwise it's not going to know what it's going to behave as. So Boyan is asking, do we need to worry if the text we are using that is generated by AI might be copyright protected? No, you're not. You don't need to worry about it. It is not copyright protected. That is the beauty of AI, where the burden is on them. There is no worry for you. And if you are on the paid plan, you're going to get some really superior content and you don't have to worry about copyright. No, there is no copyright worries. So here's an example. All right, Instagram posts. Remodeling business owner is a company dedicated to transforming and enhancing spaces into a personalized oasis that exceeds client expectations. Give me 10 topics to talk about in Instagram posts, right? If you have photos that you're just sitting on and it's not seeing the light of the day, it's not being posted on social media because you don't know what to speak about or you need captions, quickly ChatGPT can create these Instagram posts. You like 5 of them? The post prompting is going to be, I like 1, 2, 6, and 8. Can you write it more in detail? Jerry, I want to tell you, I'm going to send you this entire slideshow. So feel free to take photos, but I'm going to send you the entire slideshow so you will have access to it and you can use it. So here's Instagram posts that you can create. For the first topic idea, write an Instagram post caption to my followers and include emojis. Transformation Tuesday. Swipe left to witness the incredible power of transformation. And it's going to, give you a caption. All of this is work. Now you have to take this caption, you have to pair it with a photo, you have to schedule it, you have to post it, right? But if you have somebody that does marketing for you, it's going to make it really easy for you to be creating content. And if you have keywords analyzed, which is what we do for our clients, is we identify the top 20 keywords that the remodeler wants to rank for, and we teach ChatGPT to repeatedly use those keywords, to use the city, especially when you're posting content on Google. You want to talk about, best remodeler in New Jersey, then you want to teach ChatGPT the geo that you serve, right? The keywords that you want to rank for, all of that, if you put in, it'll very subtly use all of those keywords in your captions. Correspondence, you need to write a letter. You're an empathetic employee of a remodeling business. We've received a complaint from a client. We need to craft an email response that showcases the following framework. Empathy is a framework. Hear, empathize, apologize, and resolve this client's complaint. The remodeling project is taking more time than expected, right? So we all have this situation where things just take longer, or you have an employee that's a klutz who's just messy, made a mess, and the homeowner is upset. You don't need to sit here and already you have so many things going on. You have an unhappy client. You can just come and ask ChatGPT, please write me a good sounding email. Addressing your concerns, project timeline. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to personally reach out to address your recent concerns. It's going to break it down. Hear, empathize, apologize, resolve, right? Give you exactly what you need. You're not going to be very wise if you just copy this whole thing and just send it off. It's going to sound very wordy and impersonal. But now, if you like what it's given you, right, delays can disrupt your routine and create stress. And I'm truly sorry. If you like what it's given you, you can say, this sounds great. Please write a concise personal paragraph addressed to homeowner A who lives at this home. Give it some perspective about the persona of who you're replying to, and it's going to write a really smart looking response to that. Here's one more, right? Here's somebody that wants to cancel their remodeling project. How would you respond with the ultimate goal of keeping the client and their project, right? So any hiccups you face in your business where you need to sit down and write an email, right? Be true, where you have to respond via email, because we're all great at picking up the phone and talking, but sometimes for business purposes, correspondence has to be documented. And in those situations, it's really easy for you to go and prompt ChatGPT and ask it to give you the answers that you're looking for. So any correspondence, anything that you're dealing with, any emails, or if you have the same 5 sets of questions that your clients ask over and over, you can have ChatGPT give you the Q&A, prompt it with the questions, write the answers. Now you have empowered your customer service team to sound like you, because you have proofed the answer and they are going to just use those canned answers every time. So here I said, project cancellation request. I hope this email finds you well. I want to express my sincere gratitude. Review of the project timeline. You got to resell yourself, because somehow this person made a decision that they don't want to move along, right? But is it possible for us to sit down and write so many things when you're already feeling upset that you might lose that client or that lead? It's hard. So if you prompt it properly, it's going to write a response. You can take the response, you can make it sound more like you and edit it and post prompt it, and it's going to give you a really smart sounding email, which invariably works. Email marketing, right? I showed you examples. We have a summer savings, $3,000 off your kitchen remodel. You have all these ideas in your head. It's really easy. You go prompt it and it will say, summer's heating up. So are your savings. Here are the offer details. Put this into an email CRM system, blast it off, track who's opening the emails, have your team member call, you call them. You're going to get conversions out of open leads that are just, I don't know what you call them. Every contractor calls it differently. People that raise their hands saying they have a project but never took an action. They're kind of open leads or dead leads. Make them an offer, because people have that remodeling project. They've not acted on it. Make them an offer. They're definitely going to raise their hand and book an appointment with you for an estimate. Video scripts. I'd like to make a talking head value video and put it on YouTube on this subject. Can you write a script for me, please? What is a talking head video? Talking head videos are the most popular, right? They need to be between 15 to 30 seconds long. You can prompt it. I need a short script, 15 to 30 seconds long. I'm a general contractor. I'm very passionate about XYZ kind of remodeling. Give me script. It's going to give you scripts, right? And it's going to tell you, smile warmly, have excitement in your tone, transition to the main offer, engage with the value. The more you use the scripting, you can actually tell it, I don't need you to tell me what I need to do with myself. Just give me the script, so then I can just read the script off. But if you're not a natural on video and you want to know, like, what do you do? Like, when do you change the tone of your voice? When do you like smile? Like, when do you move your head? You can ask it for clues as well, right? And it'll give you when do you highlight it and stuff like that. So it's great for video scripts. Human resources. We all have human resources situations that we are in. And here it's a document for new hires stating they've read and understand our employee handbook. Please act as a lawyer and write the employee handbook agreement document. It'll write the document for you. And if you have a law office that you're working with, you can take that document, you can give it to them and say, this is exactly the content that I need. Can you bless it? I'm going to put it into my employee handbook, and you're done. Right? You can go. If you have policies for subcontractors that you need them to sign off on, you can ask ChatGPT. You can tell it to act like a lawyer, whatever person that has to create it, because then it's given you the skeleton of it, and then you can go and finalize it. Here's the employee handbook acknowledgement and agreement. Understanding compliance, right? We all have this. So if you wanted to create it for you, and like I said, the more you prompt it, I'm based in what state, who the employees, where the company address is, the more you prompt it, the easier it's going to be for you to have a ready-to-use document to give to your employees. So the use cases are just phenomenal. Anything you need, anything you can think up, if you can prompt intelligently and post-prompt, it's going to help you get it done. Here's one more example. You're a director in a human resources compliance for a remodeling company. You're writing an official checklist for our remodeling business. This document will be what our team uses to follow up with open leads. Please provide a checklist with all the steps they must complete to follow up with open leads and book a project consultation with them. Right? If you've hired somebody to follow up with open leads with goals to beat your revenue goals or double your business, and you're just a drag, you're like, I need to make the time to train that person, tell ChatGPT to give it to you what you need, right? The checklist. Here's the open lead follow-up checklist. I want the lead name, lead contact information. Where did they come from? Here's the follow-up. Day 1, call them, introduce yourself, verify the details of the projects, answer the questions, set expectations. If initial contact not made, what are you going to do? Ongoing, how are you going to document stuff? Day 3 after initial contact. So you want 10 days of contact, you can tell it to give you 10 days. If you want 3 touch points, you can tell it 3 touch points. Here again, when you're prompting it, you can say, sound like me. Even though your employee is calling, you can say, sound like me. And by now, if you've been using ChatGPT knows. It knows I'm Ratna Ramakrishnan. I'm a digital marketing agency owner, specifically working with remodeling contractors, niche agency working with remodeling contractors, right? So it's not going to waste your time. The more you teach it who you are, your persona, it's going to give it to you. So here's your follow-up checklist. And if you already have a process in place and it's not working out, or you want to fine-tune it, you can copy and paste that process and you can say, could you give me some ideas on how to improve this? Could you streamline this for me? And if you don't have anything and you want to start from scratch, it can build something for you. So it can take your processes and fine-tune it. It can give you processes that you've never had, right? So you can go just say, I have these 5 pain points in my business that take my time up every day. And I need a solution. Make a list of those 5 things. Go play with ChatGPT. Maybe pick 3 things. Pick 1 thing. that's taking up a lot of your time, right? And the client communication, you will sound so smart. And as a person that has such a high EQ, which we are all not capable of that level of empathy when you're in your own world, kid is sick, got to take the dog to the vet, client is upset, right? That's when this is going to really help you, because it's going to make you sound so human, so real, so caring, right? And then with your team members, if you want checklists and processes, it's going to be really easy for you to create those. Any questions so far? I see one. Okay. So this is huge today. Whoever is using this, you're really going to be able to put money in the bank. And I'm going to walk you through how this works. So we are able to take ChatGPT and integrate it into any CRM. A CRM is basically just a customer resource management tool. Most contractors are using a tool. If you're a smaller contractor, you're probably working off a spreadsheet, but I'll give you some examples. There's Buildertrend, there's HubSpot, there's AccuLinks. Ours is backed by a big company. We've customized it for remodelers. And I'm going to show you an example of how, when you have a lead that comes in from a paid ad. So this lead is coming in from Google Ads, and we are going to have ChatGPT interact with the lead, collect the information that we need, and book an appointment. Because the number one problem in the remodeling industry, does anybody know? The number one problem is unconverted leads. We have enough homeowners who need remodeling, who need your fabulous services, but the lack of follow-up is where you have these thousands of leads, whether it's Angie's List or Facebook ads or Google ads, you've gotten those leads. Till they become an estimate appointment and you bid on the project, they are not worth anything. They are just one more contact sitting in there. And today we're able to use ChatGPT to get you to that estimate appointment, because once you get that estimate appointment, you go, you meet the homeowner, or your project advisor goes, meets the homeowner, and you give them the estimate. That's money in the bank. So let's just look at this example here. We have a lead that's come in, and immediately the automation is able to text them back and say, thanks for completing a form. So thanks for completing a form for the offer is a free vanity with a full bathroom remodel. So as soon as the lead came in from Google Ads, it's texted the lead and said, thanks for your interest in a free vanity. Can you please let us know a little bit more about the project? When do you want to get the planning started? And here the lead is responding and saying, just can you give me a price for a medium bathroom remodel, right? People think price. All right, so let's watch what happens with the automation. So it's texted back. This is where ChatGPT is integrated. We've taught ChatGPT here about this specific remodeler. It's going to be looking up the pricing of what we have already preset, and it's going to respond back and say, our full bathroom remodel services range from $10,000 to $25,000, and we can set all kinds of answers. Now, they've come in with a free vanity, and so they're concerned and they're asking, does this offer have any conditions that I should be aware of, right? Because everybody wants free stuff, but they're being wary, like, what does this entail? Like, I'm getting a free vanity. What does are there any conditions that I should be aware of? And so we have already prepared the bot for the specific offer, and it says, the free vanity value is up to $1,500 per bathroom. If they're going to do 3 bathrooms, then you give them more. Okay, what is the timeline for completing, the full bathroom remodel? Next question, right? They have questions about the offer, they have questions about the price, and now they've written back and said, how long was it going to take if I'm going? These are typical questions you would have with a human being, and we are able to automate this whole thing by integrating ChatGPT. And so here now ChatGPT is thinking and drawing the data, and it says the timeline for completing a full bathroom remodel is typically 4 to 6 weeks, and it depends on permits, can vary based on permits. All right, now the lead is happy, they have all the answers, and they said, sounds good. Now, we are not done with the lead. It's still an open lead. We need to convert them into a booked appointment. And this is where ChatGPT is able to go and look at the next step and say, we would like to book a project consultation. Would you like to book it now? Sure. The lead has already had all their questions answered. They are ready to book the appointment. Sure, I'm ready to book the appointment. Now it has to go and look at the contractor's calendar or your team's calendar and see what slots are available. And before it does that, it needs to know where we need to go, right? Where is the property? And so it's going to say, what is your complete address? Can I please get your complete address? And at this point, the lead is very vested. They like what they've seen. They want to book an appointment. They give the address. And now it's going to give them an option to book an estimate. And if you think about it, if this automation just runs for every lead that's coming in that raises their hand for a paid ad that you've spent money on, and it says, thanks for sharing your address. I have a few slots available on March 4th. Would 9 a.m., 11 a.m., or 1 p.m. work? And the lead's texting back and says, let's do 1 p.m. It's going to book the appointment. And it's going to text the contractor and say, you have, whatever the name of the lead is at 4000 Middlefield Road. Can you please confirm the appointment? So that's where it's gotten to today in terms of what we are able to do. We call it a bot that can close a lead, right? We're able to connect ChatGPT to CRMs and have this kind of a conversation to book an estimate appointment. We are having, between 80 to 85% conversion rates from just being able to deploy ChatGPT to answer these questions. And it's not that ChatGPT is just clever to like go and talk like this, right? We give it like the conditions. What are the non-negotiables? If it gets to the point where they won't share their address, we will train the trainer, we will train ChatGPT to not book the appointment. Because without knowing where the project is, we don't want to book the appointment. And when they provide the address, we will teach ChatGPT, we are only interested in doing business in these 20 cities, right? We're not interested in driving 500 miles. So first of all, your Google ad should not be giving you leads that are 500 miles away. If your Google ad is optimized right, you're going to be getting leads from that exact geo that you want. But within the geo, when the lead comes in, we can train ChatGPT to ask the question of where do you want, what do you want next? And so if you have this level of automation, answering your leads and you're spending money on Google Ads, you are going to get conversions out of it. Because this is the biggest pain point in the remodeling industry where Angie's List, Google Ads, Facebook ads, you get all of these leads. There's no time to follow up. You're thinking about like, am I having a phone service? Who is booking the appointment? Here, the more and more you train this AI to book for you, it's going to make it really simple. So any questions? I do have a Facebook group. So if you'd like to join my Facebook group, it's just facebook.com/groups remodeler digital. I look at like Google Analytics accounts. If you want me to like audit something for you, I'm happy to do it. You can come hang out there. There's several remodeling contractors in the group. You can follow me on social media. I post a ton. I share a ton. I have contractors that follow me, and you can learn a lot of new things that are going on. If you would like to meet with me to kind of see how my team can help you with your specific business needs in terms of lead generation, or you have more questions about AI, I'm happy. I love speaking to remodeling contractors. They are my, my niche, my people. So feel free to go to growthplancall.com and book some time with me, and I'd love to meet you one-on-one. That's all I have for today. So if you have not jumped into the world of AI and you're feeling afraid, don't be. Just go use the chat.openai.com. Just go play with it, ask it questions. And if you have kids, I'm sure your kids are using it for like homework and edits and things like that. So, and one thing that I want to reiterate is that, a question that I get asked is, oh my God, is AI going to take over the world? And am I going to like be without is going to take over my job. Well, if you're a blog writer or a content writer, perhaps, but even that, once you play with ChatGPT, you're going to realize that the way the human brain thinks and acts, ChatGPT can't take over completely. It can do these mundane tasks of taking a lead and booking an appointment, but it's not a mundane task. It's going to put money in the bank for you if you have that estimate appointment. But especially in the remodeling industry, where there are so many touch points, backsplashes, tiles, countertops, appliances, right? There is no way ChatGPT can take over the remodeling niche. It can really help you simplify your project timelines. Do you want a modern kitchen, a minimalist kitchen? Describe it for me so I can send a bid to my client, right? You can really put it to work for you, because what's going to happen is once you master and teach it, you train the trainer, you teach it to sound like you're going to suddenly have this open brain bandwidth where sitting down at a computer and writing is no longer a challenge. And it's not just writing, right? It's not just going to fill in for writing. It's going to give you ideas. It's going to spark conversations. It can give you timelines. It can build out like an entire project timeline. Permits here, I have 4 subcontractors ready, and I want a timeline where the project must end on April 30th. These are the parameters. For you to sit down and map it will be harder versus you come in and you prompt it. It'll give you that entire timeline. You can tell it to create tables. You don't just need to, I didn't show you an example of that. You can tell it, I want to create, for simplicity, I'll give you an example. I want to create 30 social media posts. I want to talk about, fears, worries, and celebrations for people that are looking at a remodeling project. On the x-axis, give me the fears, worries, and celebrations. On the y-axis, give me the content. Give me 30 ideas. It's going to just make a beautiful looking table for you with that content, right? You can copy it, you can put it into your Google document, your Word document, and you can go from there. So even the formatting, right? If you want it to be in a calendar format with times and dates, if you prompt anything you prompt it, it's going to do for you. So you can have tables, you can have schedules, you can give it like a P&L and say, where are my expenses? Like, where do you think I have the most opportunity? Point out for me where my money is bleeding. It'll take a look at it. And so all of this, the paid version can do, 3.5 cannot do, the 4.0 version can do. And it's just fun. So be curious, and it's only going to get better. Is it going to take over the world and like make all of us go out of work? Impossible. I've played with it long enough, and it's a fantastic tool that we all should be embracing. And really, in the remodeling niche, remodeling industry, the opportunities to use it are just phenomenal, right? There's so many variables, so many things that the industry deals with, that it's limitless, that what you can use it for. So I'm glad some of you found it useful. I'm happy to hang out for a couple more minutes if you have any questions. And if not, look out for a recording and a copy of the slides so you can use it. And I hope to stay in touch with you, and I wish you the best. Thank you, Emma, for the claps. I appreciate it. Anything else, guys? Thank you again. I don't take it lightly, you deciding to spend an hour of your time with me. So I'm really honored that you took the time to hang out with me, and I hope you got value out of it. And I will stay in touch. So wish you the best, and let's go and beat all those revenue goals for 2024. And just be curious, just go play. It's fun. You're going to fall in love with it. It's going to sound like you. You're just going to use more and more of it. And if you're not that kind of a person that wants to go play with ChatGPT, find an employee, task them, have them do it, and you're going to get the benefits out of it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Look after yourselves. Bye.